Hey, fellas, y'all want to put your headphones on?
Yeah, let's get to it, nigga.
All right, we already into it. Gentlemen, let's have a toast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To another episode, health, wealth, and happiness.
Yeah.
Salute, my friends.
Love, nigga. 100.
100. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode, a special episode of What's Your Point, the podcast. As always, I have the pleasure of being your host, and as always, I'm joined by these two gentlemen right here. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
My name's Who, y'all. What's up?
Normally, I'll introduce myself, but I'm going to introduce my man because to me, he's the star of the show. So his name was Maurice Lamont McCoy, a.k.a. Teddy Coat, a.k.a. the star of the show.
Still the longest intro in podcast history, though.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering why is the star of the show dressed like this today. Actually, today's a special episode. It's a little different from our episodes where we just have topics and have things we talk about. Today is our They Reminisce Over You show. Today is where we give flowers to the people who passed away in our lives recently or years back. The goal of this show is to shed light on these people that we love and miss, and to shed light on their lives and how much they meant to us while they were alive. So today's show, we're going to be talking about some special people that meant the world to us. And the first person we're going to start off with, because all three of us knew this particular person, is a person by the name of Danny Martinez. Julio?
A.K.A. D-Love.
A.K.A. D-Love, may he rest in peace. D-Love left us, what year did D-Love pass away, guys? 91?
No, it was after that. It wasn't 91.
It's like 95, 96.
I think you was a junior in high
No,
school.
it wasn't 95. I was a
you
junior in
was
high school.
Yeah, I think it was
So
like 92.
Yeah. It had to be like 92. Because I was in the middle of taking finals that year, so it had to be 92. So, fellas, being that we all knew Daniel Martinez, a.k.a. D-Love, and we're just going to refer to him as D-Love throughout the rest of the show, share some stories, man, what you remember about him.
D was the person that got me into basketball. You know what I mean? Literally got me into playing ball. So, I mean, we'll get on the courts, and then he'll be like, yo, come on, nigga, this is how you do a layup. And then...
Yeah, because he played basketball for St. John's in the Bronx.
Yeah,
on
I remember him like when he could clap boards and shit. You know what I mean?
He couldn't tell him nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That's that was always like the little bro. Always he had the nasty little crossover, little jump shot. You know what I mean? But he's my reason for when I started playing ball that I got heavy into basketball. He's one of the reasons why I really got into basketball.
Okay, and how did you meet D-Love?
I met, like a previous show, I met him at a studio session, and he was sitting next to me. It wasn't our session, but it wasn't my session. I wasn't involved, but it was y'all sessions, and with Rashim and everybody. And he sat next to me, and like I said, when a midget walked in, he just couldn't control
the engineer.
himself.
Just to have some context, the engineer at the time was a short person.
Okay, he's a short person. He walked in, and he couldn't control himself. And then I just couldn't control myself either. And then we got cool from there. And I just like, yo, dude is a little funny dude, man. I like this vibe.
It's so funny. I could still hear that laugh. Like when D would start laughing, it was over.
Yeah.
You couldn't control it. You know what I mean? So out of all the time you spent with D-Love before his untimely passing, what is the story that stands out the most that you always carry dear to your heart about Danny?
Damn, it's a lot of them, man. But I guess from the parties, like when we used to go to the parties, all these parties, basement parties, and then we'll be in there, and my man D always would find a girl, like I always find a girl on the dance floor, and
Facts.
just be in there grinding. And dang, matter of fact, one time we went to this shit in Forest. It was inside the church.
I remember that, yes, sir.
We in there, whatever, we dancing, you know what I mean? Party, D-Love doing him. And nigga, we outside and niggas just start shooting, bro. And we just like right there while niggas is shooting and shit. And then, niggas, we get to we start running, we get to White Castle, whatever, and niggas is running and laughing and shit. And just bugging out. So that's like one of the standouts. I just remember Danny in the parties always being like the life of the party, you know what I mean? Always dancing, always getting to it.
Yeah, always with that laugh.
Yeah, that laugh. The laugh was legendary, man.
Legendary. How about you, man? You remember anything about Danny that kind of stick out?
Yeah, I mean, I remember being on Julio block, and I'm like, yo, does this dude ever put the basketball down? Pause.
Yo, he's still with that basketball.
And he'd be sitting there talking to you, just working on his handle while he talking to you and stuff like that. So that always stood up stands out to me just seeing him bouncing the basketball all day, just sitting there having a conversation, bugging out with us, but still with the basketball.
Yep, always with the basketball. So I got a memory of Danny. I was 6'1" at 16, and I couldn't play basketball for shit. And he always told me, "Yo, big man, mind you, in the hood, if you like 6'1", you consider a big man."
Play
so
the 5 or the 4.
You pay the exactly right, power forward or the center. So D was like, "Yo, big man, you get down in the block, yo, and you stand close to the basket." You know what I mean? And that's one thing he told me. And then one of the last memories I have of chilling with Danny, we was on the park in Boone Avenue, and we was drinking something called Ghetto Similac. So what Ghetto Similac was, we would take a 40 ounce, probably St. Ives at the time.
Yeah.
You either drink half of it or throw half of it out. And then we would throw a vanilla nutriment inside the 40, shake that shit up, and then drink it. And we would call it Ghetto Similac.
Shout out to Tina's for naming it that shit.
Hell yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This shit at the time was the most tastiest
fucking beer you
shit
could ever have. Bro.
Ever, bro. He turned St. Ives into something wonderful, you feel me? And we was just in Boone Park talking, man. I think we was getting high too. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we were smoking a blunt too.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, we were. That was the first time I ever smoked was with D Love, man. And we was just smoking, and we had a Ghetto Similac, and we was just chilling, man. It just, at 46, I think back at those times, man. It just felt like you'll be that age forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And then unfortunately, he had passed away a few months after that. And that just fucked everybody up because he was one of those people, man, that if you didn't like D Love, something was wrong with you. Because I
remember when we was going to go see him at Lincoln, and then when they called and said he died from the brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
So then niggas was like, fuck, and I remember coming outside like, yo, he gone, and started crying and shit. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never cried. I cried like, I cried.
Not too many times.
Not too many times. Like, I cried at your wedding when I gave the speech.
Like a bitch.
Yeah, nah, I don't know about that bitch shit.
I'm just joking, bro.
Nah, I know. I'm saying when my man La passed away, I cried, that we gonna speak about later on. And D Love, like, really, like, you know what I mean? Like, really cried, like, pain cry, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't breathe type shit. Like, heartbreak type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know what I mean? That was, it was just sad. Like, it was like a sad day in the hood, man.
It really was, man.
Oh, man.
It really was a sad day. So, he's missed now like he was 30 plus years ago. He is someone that we will never forget. He's always just in our memories and our hearts. So shout out to his mom, Miss Martha, to his brother.
My nigga Tinez.
Tinez, but
T-Rocks, man. I love you, cuzzo.
And his sister Frances.
His brother Joey Alizé.
Yeah. Just
the other Joey, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to the whole Martinez family, man.
Yeah, just
and D-Love, we love you.
Yeah, and rest
I
in
miss
peace
you, my
always,
nigga.
brother.
I always think about right now what you would be doing right now and probably be a coach somewhere.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
High school basketball, college, you know what I mean?
I could see D with a couple of kids being that dad that teaches kids.
Probably got your son playing
basketball.
right now, basketball.
Exactly, yeah, man.
Number 1 in the country type shit,
yep,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. So rest in peace to D Love, Danny Martinez, man. You will always be missed.
Yeah, man.
Okay, fellas, so let's move on. Okay, so we're each individually going to talk about people that we know in our individual lives.
Yeah.
And give flowers and shed some light on their time in this world before they were before they went home. Real quick, so Tut, you are dressed like a coke dealer from the 80s from Harlem.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have a hat that says Teddy Coat.
My man.
So since Teddy Coat is the star of the show, explain, who is Teddy Coat?
Teddy Coat. Me and Teddy Coat, we go back since he was 3 and I was 5, traveling, spending summers in North Carolina. I was friends with his brother, which was one of his older brothers, Sean. Sean, to just go through it real fast, pause. Sean and me and Sean are the same age. Teddy Coat is 2 years younger than us. So me and Sean Sean McCoy was the first one to show me around the neighborhood. I was a kid from Harlem. I'm learning the ropes in North Carolina. He's showing me what they do, how they do it. We're kids. Sean eventually went off to work a job in the summer. So it was just me and Teddy Coat for a little while, and that's when we first got acquainted. But we wasn't really friends at that time, but that's when we first got cool.
How old were you guys at that time? You remember?
At this time, I was 11, he was 9.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you got a couple of years on him.
Yes.
2 years?
2 years.
Okay. What else?
So we drew with that some sort of friendship. I have him following me on the bike because he had a pedal bike. I had a pedal bike, and his sister Sharon used to babysit him, and they taught me back road. I always wanted to hang out on the other side of the road, the other side of the street with my cousin, but we wasn't allowed to go across the street. So, but there was back roads where we can go across the street, and his sister and my cousins, they wouldn't know what we was doing, and we'll just take a little ride up there and just to see. And I just knew he had a good heart, and he didn't tell. So,
Yeah. So you could hang
yeah,
with him.
I can hang with him. Yeah, I can hang with him.
Okay, we're gonna get back to Teddy Coat real quick. Julio, who's your star of the show? Who we talking about today, brother?
My man Lawrence Davis, man, aka my nigga L Money, Loud Money.
How'd you guys meet?
Well, I met him in study hall in Bergstrom. You know what I mean? And this was a dude, rags to riches type of dude. He came, he only had 2 pair of jeans and 3 shirts when I met him.
Oh,
Used
wow.
to rock them shits, whatever. Then, we got cool, and I remember him saying, yo, I'll be back by like June. You know what I mean? The end of school or whatever. Come back the end school, the end school year, my man dipped out, Polo, Tommy Hilfiger, all that, you know what I mean? He got into selling heavy drugs, took over, his neighborhood and all that shit. And we end up like a lot of shit that when we used to cut school, I learned how to do with him. Like I bust my first hammer with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga used to have the Desert Eagle, and I remember him telling me, yo, don't hold that shit with one hand, nigga. Shit
Like
gonna break
you
your
see in
wrist.
the
Yeah,
movies,
yeah.
right?
He's like,
Yeah.
don't hold that shit with one hand. That kickback gonna get you.
So he was Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, nah, nigga, nigga was about it, nigga, but you seen a nigga go from like ashy to classy, literally, like when Biggie said that, man. He was just a real right nigga, man. A real right nigga, man. Cool vibes. We fucked a lot of girls, man. Yeah, we did. We smashed a lot of them Bergstrom.
So you guys met in freshman year, Bertram?
Yeah, and study hall. Like, there was a period we had, so we niggas be chilling there. So he used to come there. He was just a regular nigga, like, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, we got cool, cracking jokes and shit. And I remember him telling me, like, yo, bro, listen, I'm leaving this school shit. I'll be back, you know what I mean, whatever, because I can't be doing this 2 jeans, 3 shirt shit, know what I mean?
Yeah.
He like, he was one of them niggas that he had to get it out the mud type shit, know what I mean? So I never forget, nigga, and we, school about, it's getting summertime, nigga pulled up, nigga had the little Benz outside in front of One Police Plaza. Nigga hopped out, nigga had the polo shit on, nigga was like, yo, what up, ho? What's good, nigga? I told you I'll be back, nigga. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, and the nigga he had his block on Smash.
Yeah.
He ended up moving with his kid and his girl and who had a baby coming at the time. They ended up moving to B-More. And he ended up dying in B-More. He got killed out there.
Okay. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm speeding.
Yeah, speeding. We're going to get through all that, my brother. We're going to get through all that. Okay, so back to you and Teddy Coat. Okay, so now you mentioned Teddy Coat had a sister, right?
Yeah, he had 2 sisters.
He had 2 sisters, Sharon, and what was his second sister name?
Latera.
Okay, Sharon was the oldest sister, right?
Sharon was the oldest of the family. That was the oldest child.
Okay, so we have audio from Sharon describing, her brother and how she felt about him. So I'm going to play that right now. All right, guys?
No doubt.
All right.
All right, cool. Bear with me 1 second, fellas. Let's get Sharon.
Hello, my name is Sharon. I'm Lamont's oldest sister. He was our baby brother. Lamont had 4 brothers, Michael, Robert, Eric, and Sean. He has 2 sisters, Latera, which is our baby sister, and myself, which I'm the older sister. Lamont was a great father. He loved his son. When you saw Lamont, you saw his son, Quan. He truly loved his son. Lamont was a shy guy, but he was the type of guy, if you needed him, he would, be there for you. Lamont was, he was a good guy. He was a good guy. Lamont loved his family. He definitely loved his son. Lamont would do anything for you if he could. Lamont, he was our baby brother, and he's truly missed. I mean, we miss him every day. There's nothing like losing a family member, but especially a sibling. And like I said, he was our baby brother, and we loved him. There's not a day go by that we don't think about him and we don't miss him, but we were blessed that he had a son, and his son can carry his name. His son is named after him. His son actually looks like him. He has a lot of Lamont's characteristics. Quan is a shy guy, but he also has a good heart. He'll do anything for anybody too. And he he's truly missed. He's truly missed. And I was just amazed at how many people remembered my brother and sent, birthday shouts out and love on, and how they missed him and how they interacted with him. And that really made me feel real good to know that my brother touched a lot of people and a lot of people cared about him. And I just want to say thank you again for, showing my brother love. Because like I said, he was truly a stand-up guy.
Okay, and that's from Teddy Coates' sister, Sharon. So, leading up to this show, you put a lot of energy in and a lot of work in to make sure your friend's story was told and to get his name out there, to show what type of guy he was, and he would stand up. So, talk to us about that process. Talk to us why this was so important to you. Talk to us about some of the things that you were going through leading up to making this show.
Teddy Coate died in 2000, November 2000. That whole thing, the way it went down, it was real devastating to me. And sometimes things happen to you, you don't realize what's happening to you. And I was affected. I was devastated by it. Losing, he was more than a friend to me. He was a brother. Leading up to the show, as you know, I was having problems sleeping. I couldn't sleep. And it just was like, what's going on? Why I can't sleep? I'm laying in the bed, sleeping 2-3 hours, having to go to work, and just was thinking. And I just kept thinking about him. And not even realizing that his birthday was coming up. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like, he wanted me to talk about him because the kind of guy he was. He loved New York. He loved everything about New York. And so I just said, he always wanted to come to New York with me. I never got a chance to take my friend to New York and show him Harlem, so many stories that I used to tell him. And so I decided, let me at least attempt to try to tell his story. But the process of going to do that, I wanted to get approval from the family to see how they felt. So I reached out to his sister Sharon, who is a viewer of the show. Mm-hmm. And I told her, I really want to talk about your brother. And she said she would like that. And I really wanted her to get involved. And she was like full steam ahead with it. And I wanted to tell, from my eyes, his story. And I wanted to do it tastefully and proper, the way it should be. So that's what happened.
Okay. So now, getting back to how did you feel leading up to the show, talking about, your Jilly,
my boy La, yeah.
Yeah, how did you feel about that?
I felt like, it's just a lot of misopportune times. A lot of niggas know you my right hand. Mm-hmm. And that he's the closest to being my right hand if you wasn't alive.
Understand?
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the dude, I'm mad because I lost a lot of time, a lot of stuff. Like, he wasn't around for my kids being born. We didn't get a chance to grow old with each other. You know what I mean? I lost my dude young, man. So it's kind of, it hurts me sometimes when I think about it. Like, on May 21st, I launched my company 13 years ago. Mm-hmm. And that's on the day that he passed away.
What year did La pass away?
He passed 2003.
And Teddy Coate, what year did he pass?
2000.
Okay.
Yeah, he passed 2003. So it's always his birthday always symbolized to me that it's just always about hustle, because he was one of them niggas, like, I really saw a nigga get it out the mud, like Ashley to Classy, like Big said, like, you know what I mean, went from Ashley to Classy.
Yeah.
From nothing to something, bro. Like, really, like a nigga who went from nothing to money to was that nigga. Know what I mean?
So let me ask you, then I'll direct the question to you. What was the best characteristic about La? something that stood out the most? Because I know you're a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
So what was it about him to make y'all two have that synergy together? What was the
Because
best?
he's similar to me as far as the way people gravitate to us.
Okay.
You know, like he's a leader of men. You know what I'm saying? So,
Understand.
So in his hood, Brownsville, where he grew up at,
Brownsville Wolf.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was real. Like, you know what I mean? He had like, I mean, these niggas will tell you they call me the mayor. That's one of my nicknames in the hood. Because one
he
time
knows everybody.
my man was with me and we literally said what's up to like 20 people on our way to the bully. He like, nigga, you like the mayor out here, you know everybody.
Yeah.
And that's how La was. La was a people person. He was loyal like me to a fault.
Yeah.
He loyal to his people. Like if you needed something, he give it to you. You know what I mean? Like he was one of them type of niggas. So that's what I think that's why it's kind of similar, because it was like a long lost brother, bro. Like you feel me? Like that's the closest I ever felt to having a sibling was him. Know what I mean?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like I love that nigga like I love Marcus.
Yeah.
And I love you. Know what I mean? Like it's that deep. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like if I had to pick between who's gonna be my best man, even though this nigga would probably win, but
It wouldn't be a landslide.
yeah, like you know what I mean? Like it would be it'd be a hard choice to pick, like, oh, he'll be the godfather of my first kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's either or, you know what I mean? But
doubt.
it's like it's similar to like if I met Nux, whatever, you know what I mean? That's the type of nigga my nigga La was, man.
So, Teddy Coat, I know what type of pedigree you are. I know what type of cloth you're cut from. What was it about him to make him stand out in your world? What was his best characteristic?
He was a loyal, across the board loyal dude. Stand up guy. Stand up guy. When I met him, he was a quiet guy. He was a quiet young man. He was, you know, when we real fast. When I first went to North Carolina, I went to live in 1988.
Okay.
It was an adjustment from New York. It was slower. The way people did things was totally different. I got suspended off the bus for doing something silly, but I got suspended off the bus. The bus driver was she was grown. She was like 21. I'm 13. So we at the library one time, and then I see the bus driver who got me suspended off the bus in the library.
Yeah.
So Teddy Coat and a cousin of ours, because he has a cousin that we have a cousin in common. So we all was together. We all was like cool.
Yeah.
And Teddy Coat was really with him. And so I go and say something to the girl, the lady, and I didn't threaten her, but I cursed her out and called her every name in the book.
Yeah.
So she goes home, she tells her mother.
Yeah.
Now this is a grown woman, she tells her mother. And her mother comes to Granny house, my aunt.
His aunt.
Who I was living with, who raised me, and said, Drusilla, that nephew of yours is a demon. He needs to go. He's a demon. You know what he did to my daughter, and just ran down the thing. So I come home, and my auntie asked me, she said, so what's this woman saying you did this right here? And long story short, I took the weight for it. The only person that girl told on was me.
Wow.
Teddy Coat was scared because the kids around the neighborhood heard what happened. You know, the gossip. Yo, such and such moms came. It was a joke, but they knew I got in trouble for it. So Teddy Coat, being the innocence that he had,
Yeah.
What they would do was he would come to the room, my bedroom window, you know, and he knocked on the window, and he just asked me, he said, so what happened? You know, he's 11 years old. What happened? I said, nah, you know, I got in trouble, man. They said this and this. So he said, oh man. I said, yeah, I'm on punishment. So he goes, oh man. And I never forget with the smile, he says, you think they're gonna tell my mama? And I said, man, no, they don't even know we out there, man. You good. He said, all right, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. And so tomorrow came. He was the only one that came to visit me, and he would come. I would open the window. I'm on punishment. I can't go out.
Yeah.
But he would open the window, and he would sit there and just talk to me. He was a quiet, shy kid, and I would just tell him about New York. I lay on the bed,
Yeah.
like sideways, and he's in the window like this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just looking up in the ceiling, just telling him, about Harlem and
He's
stuff
like
like that.
daydreaming with you.
He's just there. He's there.
Like he needs to get there.
I need it.
Yeah, yeah.
I need it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of your aunt Drusilla, she was nice enough to text me, her recollection about you and Teddy Cole. So I'm gonna just read for you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Wow. She refers to him as his government name, Lamont. Wow. Tut and Lamont had a friendship that no matter what troubles they got into, they stayed together. Lamont would never leave Tut. One time, Tut wanted a haircut for the first day of school. Tut did not want to wait until the next day. But long story short, I came home from work early, and I am one of those people that if I come in an empty house, I'm gonna look underneath the beds and the closets. We had the front door near Tut's room and the back door near my room. We always entered and exited through the back door. I went to Tut's room first. Tut had a window at the back of his room. Out of my peripheral vision, I saw those two. I saw the head of those two hitting the back of the house. I go to the back door. Tut and Lamont, I know you out there in those woods. Come on out. They came out. Tut with almost a sad look on his face with a slightly crooked smile. I'm sorry, but how did she catch me? Lamont in the background looking like Lamont was in the background looking like she was gonna tell his mama. Those two, they wrecked my Uncle Mac old Ford Escort. Y'all wrecked a Ford Escort?
I mean, I wrecked her brother's car. Yes.
Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was my uncle.
Yeah. Your Uncle Mac. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh Lord, what did you guys do?" Tut began to explain what happened. Lamont, the silent partner, I saw that face. Now as I tell the story. So she's saying she could see his face right now. She tells the story. Mm-hmm. It was probably more to it, but I never got to the bottom of it. But that was the brother and close relationship those two had. The night I heard about Lamont, my biggest worry was how I was going to tell Tut. Over the years, Tut has shared with me every incident, good or bad, with me, but he never opened up to me about the loss of Lamont. I was his confidant until this. I was his confidant, but I didn't find out till this week how he felt. He didn't want to share that pain with anyone. He couldn't share it with anyone until now. Until Lamont said, "You're going to talk about me," which is what he said to you in a dream, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Grief can come quickly, and it can stay with you 20 years or more. Tut shared this with me this week, that he could hear Lamont say to him, "When are you going to talk about me?" To me, this was Lamont's way of telling Tut it's okay to grieve for me. I prayed that this podcast would touch the life of someone who was hurting over a loss of a family member and a friend. Love, Aunt Drusilla. So was she right about that, man? Did you feel like he came to you in a dream and told you? Not even feel like, explain him coming to you in a dream and telling you it's okay for you to grieve about him.
Well, for years, after he passed and social media got popular, I would never really post about him. I did it one time in 2012, but I always knew his birthday. I always knew. I know just about everything about this guy. We were so close and we was tight and I was the type of person that I was more of a protector of him. Because like I said, he was very, very quiet. Mm-hmm. So I kind of broke him out of that shell, just me being who I was. What I was doing, he took a liking to that. I would sit there and be on punishment most of the time through that same window she seen. And I just found out how she knew I was there, this magical window. Yeah. And he would be in that window talking to me, and I would be telling him stuff. And I just felt like I never got over it. I slept. I took a bus ride. I took a bus. I had a broken leg from a motorcycle accident, and my aunt didn't want to tell me, but other people was telling. I got the word because I have a lot of friends down there telling me about when my friend passed away, and then the manner that he passed away, and it really upset me. I was upset to the fact that they wouldn't even take no phone calls. I couldn't even talk to my aunt. So, like I said, I had nothing left, and to let this go in the back, it was bothering me. It got to a point where it was really bothering me because, just to know this guy, he was a good kid. He was a good, even though he's only 2 years younger than me, but he was a good stand-up kid. And sometimes you could be like Julio, you could be, and myself, you can be a loyal to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
With my experience with him, I was protected. I never wanted certain things for him. I felt like this is a guy that was going to do something great. When I say great, it's only 3 people I know that I feel in life will shake up the world. In my eyes, it's 3 people. One is Teddy Colt, the other one is Julio, the other one is you. When Julio asked me to participate in this podcast, I felt comfortable. I just wanted to have, this is a guy I knew since he was 15 years old. And it's something it's like I still hold on to that childhood. Me and you, we argue, we fight, but that's just what we do. And then what was missing was that. It was off balance. Mm-hmm. And so, I just wanted to tell his story through my eyes. Mm-hmm. He has a son, and I hope his son see this. He has another lifeline to his father through me, where he can talk to me, he can call me. I shared the information to Sharon,
mm-hmm. His sister.
Mm-hmm. But it devastated me. I rode on the bus, man, for 12 hours crying. So the fact that the bus driver cut off the back part of the bus, wouldn't let nobody back there, and just was like, yo, I just got to let them listen. And I had a broken leg, and I came down there still, where nobody would take me down there, because I had a car, but I couldn't drive.
You understand? And
they was like, no, you can't go down there. I made arrangements on my own and hopped my ass on the bus mm-hmm. with crutches and everything. Yeah. Even at the funeral, it was so crowded that I still stood up. My aunt said, just sit in the car. No, I wanted to stand up because that was my boy. There's nothing he wouldn't do for me, nothing I wouldn't do for him. Yeah. And it's so many experiences. I showed him his first $1,000. Mm-hmm. I went to work. This is a kid, just what my aunt said, that's true. Like, he wouldn't leave me. I went and picked him up with the car. Mm-hmm. I picked him up. I went and said, yo, I wasn't supposed to do that, but I went and got him. He didn't do, yo, Chuck, let's do. No, it was all my idea. Everything was on me, mm-hmm. and I fucked up. Yeah. But even though I fucked up, and we walking back because the car was crashed in the ditch, we walked past his house. He could have said, yo, Chuck, I'm out. He didn't do that. He came and he stood right there, mm-hmm. stand-up guy. And to tell you that you know how I am. If mm-hmm. you point something out and it makes sense to me, as mad as Mac was at me.
Your Uncle Mac.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As mad as he was, when Lamont went home that day, he called me over, and I could still see it I could still picture it. He called me over, and he pointed at Lamont. He said, Tut, I see how you moving. I see your friends is going to get you in trouble. All your friends they don't care about you. They just want to have fun, and that can lead you to getting in trouble. He said, but you see that McCoy boy right there? Mm-hmm. That's your friend. Yeah. You remember that. That's your friend. Mm. And so from that day on, it was solidified that I was going to look out for my boy for the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. And my boy was just like that. This is the same dude who, when I went away to New York, I would go to New York, mm-hmm. and I would go to and I got my first job, mm-hmm. and so me being the slick dude from Harlem, always getting over doing stuff, mm-hmm. I had work, but you know how in summer youth you'll make $100 mm-hmm. or some $108. I don't know, I can't remember, but this is back in '88, matter of fact. So
that was some bread.
Yeah, mm-hmm. But I wasn't making that. I was making $300. Yeah, because I was working with my uncle. He was a plumber, and mm-hmm. I was his assistant. Yeah. So when I had saved all my money up, and my family bought me school clothes and sneakers, so I saved up $1,000. Mm-hmm. So with the $1,000, that same Teddy coat would come, that same summer, would come to my aunt's house every day to ask when it was I coming home. Mm-hmm. And she would tell him, she told him what day that I was coming home. Mm-hmm. Stand-up guy, I get in the yard. She drives, I'm coming from New York, first day back. He's in my yard on a picnic table.
Waiting for you.
Waiting for me. He's 13 years old.
Yeah.
So how did he learn all this loyalty? That dude showed me nothing but loyalty.
Yeah. So I know you guys used to use, it was you, him, and another guy named Bob, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna get back to you three. All right. We're gonna get to who. So who? I've known you since forever. I know how you built. You're not an emotional guy. How did you grieve after you found out that your man La passed away?
I cried, bro. I cried. I was in super pain, and then when I found out it was betrayal, it was even more hurting because it came from somebody that was. It was his man, and his his wife had thing. It's certain thing I can't say on this.
Yeah, we understand
because of whatever. I mean, justice was served. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? But it just the backstory was, his man, which was supposed to be his right hand man. You know what I mean? It's similar like me and you. Let's just say, jealousy, set him up, lined him up, got him killed. Wife knew about it. The woman that he moved out there to make a better living and be more and all that.
Oh, wow.
She knew about that. You know what I'm saying? And
so he got lined up in B-More?
Yeah, he got lined up out there on some, they were supposed to go somewhere to go pick up something. I mean, I don't want to say what they were supposed to pick
I understand.
up. To go pick up something, and when he got there, it was set up by a homie.
Okay.
But his lady at the time knew what was happening. But she ain't know that we knew, you know what I mean? Until we got information, like when I spoke to my man, my brother, my nigga Byron, he was like, he put us on, and then, niggas reacted a certain way. So it was just, I mean, it's anger, bro, because the nigga was a solid nigga, man. You know what I mean? Like, ain't too many niggas you meet, bro, that's just genuine. You know what I mean? Like a genuine nigga, like literally, if you hurting, the nigga did a lot for niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if a nigga was hurt in his hood, he took care of it. If a mother needed groceries, he took care of it. That's how my man was. My man was like a Nino Brown type nigga, bro. Wow. Like literally what I'm trying to tell you is like the nigga had his projects on Smash. The nigga had his hood on Smash, bro. He was that type of nigga. Loyal to a fault. That's one thing. Like, he's Julio. If I had a twin brother, that'll be him, my nigga, because we kind of like the same nigga. It's like you meet a nigga from a different walk of life, you know what I'm saying? And you meet this nigga, and this nigga's like, yo, your characteristics is the same, bro. We stand on the same principles, you know what I mean? Like, literally, I started my company the day my man died, bro. You feel me? Wow. You feel me? Which is May 21st, you know what I mean? 2003, I believe. Yeah, no, because I got 13 years doing this everything bakery shit. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when we found out that the real part of what happened to him, how his wife was fucking, his right-hand man. Yeah. And his right-hand man was the reason why he got set up. And, I mean, let's just say justice prevailed at the end. Yeah. But he took my nigga, Mo. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel a certain way about that every day of my life, because there's certain things, like he never got to meet my daughters. I never got a chance to bring him around y'all so y'all could meet the type of nigga my man was. You feel what I'm saying? Thanks. So it's just certain things that fuck with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the older I get, like, damn, man, this is times that I miss with my bro. You know what I mean? So, I mean, everybody grieves different. It's, some days I just be chilling and I reminisce. Then some days I'm like, damn, like now that May 21st is coming, I'm doing this big party I got coming for my brand. Okay. I always remember my brother, like, damn, bro. He not gonna be here, bro. You know what I'm saying? But my hustle and everything that I got it for him, because I seen the nigga, like, literally, it's not the typical rags to riches story, because the nigga's not like a fucking millionaire billboard nigga. Yeah, I understand. But I seen a nigga, bro, bummy, bummy nigga, bummy nigga, like, yo, really, like, literally, like, coming to school, staying on his shirt. You know what I mean? He ain't had nothing. Shit was rough for the nigga. He would wake up every morning, not know what he was going to eat, bro, because it was real in the crib. You know what I mean? Barnes was an addict, all that. And my man did it, bro. Like, I'll never forget, nigga, coming out June, whatever, niggas get their little report card. Come on, nigga, outside in the little, you know what I mean? Yo, ho. What's up, nigga? Like, what?
Like
yo,
paid
La,
like
what's
that.
up, nigga? He's like, yeah, you see, I told you I'll be back, right? You see how I'm doing?
That's like paid in full when
Yeah.
homie quit them cleaners.
Yeah,
She like,
man.
oh,
So it was
shit,
just
what?
like, yo, you just saw the 3, and and then from that on, we was just, we were, like I said, I'll never forget. We go to homeroom, get our Metro cards. Niggas will give us our Metro cards for September. We tell the bitch that give us the Metro. Yo, I see y'all in October.
Wow.
Used to cut school like crazy my freshman year, bro. So, and that nigga been my man for forever, my nigga. Like, you feel me? When I had my daughter, know what I'm saying, Deja, he was still around. Know what I'm saying? And then when Nia came, he was around, and then his brother hit me up, and he think, but my nigga La, man, every time I hear computers and niggas like, yo, it's a certain part where they go, I throw that L up, man. If you ever see me in the club throw that L up, that's for my nigga La. He's one of the most realest niggas I ever met in my life, bro. And I stand by that nigga, you heard?
No doubt.
Okay, so what I want to get into is from both of you guys is your best memory of your friends, right? So I'm gonna start with who? Then I'm coming to you. So what's your best memory? Give me one memory that stands out with you and La that you're like, yo, bro, I'll take this fucking memory to the grave, bro.
It goes to the first time I shot a gun. We was chilling.
Yeah, we want details, motherfucker.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get to it. So we chilling. So he's like, yo. I'm like, he's like, yo, you shoot guns, nigga? I'm like, yeah, I shoot guns. I ain't never shot a gun before. I'm lying my ass off. He's like, all right, nigga. All right, we gonna go right here. So we go. It's like an abandoned building. It got the big borders on the shit on the window in the abandoned building is the border. So nigga, he hand me the desert. So he like, look at you, look how you holding that shit. He's like, nigga, you better hold that shit with 2 hands. Yeah. The kickback on that shit is retarded.
Super serious.
My nigga, I say, bang, bang, nigga, that thing, and I saw like that the hole that shit made on the wood. Yo, bro, it was just the experience that I'll never forget. And I'm like, he's like, he's like, nigga, I knew you ain't never shoot a gun before, nigga.
Well, y'all was shooting at though, like the backyard or something?
Nah, it was an abandoned building. Cause remember, back in them days, it's not like now where you got these residentials where it's no more abandoned buildings. Then back in them days, you had shit where it was like bandos. Like you call it bandos. Like you go inside one building and you could shoot out the window into the next. And it had the boards there. So he was like, all right, nigga, I want to see. It was like a dare. He was like, nigga, you say you bust your gun, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, so show me you bust your gun. Yeah. So when I held it, he's like, nah, nigga, you wilding the fuck out. You about to break your wrist. Hold that shit with 2. And my nigga, that first kick, when I saw that shit, I'm like, wow. So that's one of them things, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then just the bitches, bro. We out? Y'all got some joints. We going to the crib. You with it? I'm like, yeah. We slide with we was knocking down seniors, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we freshmen, nigga, sophomores, knocking down seniors, nigga.
That was young Omar Epps looking.
Yeah, he remember, cause used to see me. I'm like, yo, I just came from a session, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I was on it, like,
and I'm still a virgin at the time.
I was my nigga, man. You know what I mean? So those are like, it was my nigga, man. But yeah, I mean, he's the. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm a shooter or nothing like that, cause I never portrayed to be that. But like my first gun, my first hammer, I'm always gonna remember the nigga who taught me how to shoot a gun. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so before we get into your favorite memory, like one that just sticks out to you, that you're going to carry that shit to your grave, Bop was nice enough to leave us an audio message. And before we play that, explain who Bop is, give his name, and explain who he is before we play the audio.
All right, the backstory to Bop, my homie, me and Colt was running with 2 of our cousins. That I'm from Harlem. And I know y'all understand, but I'm trying to find a way to let the viewers understand that's not from New York City. They were like to me was like they got corny to me. Mm-hmm. They wasn't doing.
When you say they got corny, who's they?
Our cousin Bo and our cousin Jermaine Antonio, Fat Daddy.
Oh, okay, because they're pretty much from the country and use the city slicker.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and Teddy Coat hung out because he was just the young kid that was hanging out with us. And Bo was kind of like the leader, but he was leading corny. It got corny, bro.
It got corny. But explain Bop so we can play his audio. So
Bop,
Sean Graham.
Down there they used to have talent shows. Mm-hmm. And Bop, I seen Bop a couple times in school, but I never knew, I'm new. Mm-hmm. I'm getting adjusted to North Carolina lifestyle and everything. And so it was a talent show.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody's dancing. Like, it was a group over here. These guys was dancing. They performed. And then Bob and Marlon Perkins,
Mm-hmm.
they performed.
Yeah.
And Bob danced his ass off.
Word?
He danced his ass off.
Yeah.
And I just said, yo, I got to get cool with him.
Yeah.
That's who I need to meet him. I stalked him.
Yeah. So let's play his audio. He's going to actually talk about Teddy Coate and talk about one of his favorite memories of Teddy Coate. So, all right, let's play this.
I want to send a super solid salute to Hope Marcus, my right hand touch. It was an honor being on Wishing Point podcast. So this Bob right here, I just want to take the time out to speak about my boy Lamont Teddy Coate, man. Rest in peace. Well, it's like this. Like, I didn't know, son, like, because he's younger. But I used to run with his brother Sean. Like, we used to do some wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, breaking into cars and doing a bunch of dumb mess, stealing systems and stuff. Like, I started them, to be honest. When I met Tut, like, me and Tut clicked, like, boom, like my day uno. Like, that was my brother. Like, we never had no arguments. We never had nothing wrong. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? So Tut brought Teddy Coate through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type like this. Like, if I don't know him, like, I don't care who bring him through. No matter how cool I am with a dude. Like, I got to fill him out. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I start hanging with him. Like, really, really running with him. You know what I'm saying? When Tut leaves, go back to New York, whatever, I'm with him. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we chilling. We go to this little spot. He start getting into it with some dude. They shaking it out like they going to get it. Immediately, I went to the bar and got two, I think, they were selling 40s in it. Was they selling 40s? Mm-hmm. Whatever the beers. They was a bottles beer. I went and got 2 beers. Didn't open it, no nothing. Crashed them niggas. Bang, bang. Broke the bottles. Then this little man was trying to get in, so I act like I had it on me. Girl to my, oh, he got a gun. He got a gun. So, boom. We got out of that situation. So, boom. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward. He wrecked, and I think something like they, whatever. Something happened foul. But the police came to me, and when his mans came to me that morning, was like, yo, we know you was in the car. And I'm like, how y'all know I was in the car? I'm like, y'all was in the car. He was like, yo, I'm not saying nothing was found in the car, no nothing. But if you would have been in that car, you would have died. So my son saved my life, man. Word up, yo. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to always be grateful to that dude and grateful for the Tut that brought him through. You know what I'm saying? And God blessed us to have the time. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my little short version, man. You know what I'm saying? It goes deeper and stuff, but you know everybody's story go a little deeper. But, yo, that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Once again, solid salute. What's Your Point podcast to the guys, man, who, Marcus, Tut. You know what I'm saying? Truly appreciate y'all guys, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, so to have some context to the story, the audio was originally 7 minutes, but we, sliced and diced it because some things don't need to be heard. Before the fatal car crash, which took the life of Teddy Coate, Bop was in the car, and Teddy Coate told him to get out the car for whatever reasons, and that's why Bop, feels indebted to Teddy Coate and says that he saves his life. Just to kind of give some context to the audio. Before I ask you, what was your favorite memory, Teddy Coate? Yo, Bob, you gotta come to New York, bro. I listened to this audio. I was like, I gotta meet this dude, bro. I never met you a day in my life, but you sound like a stand-up G, bro. So please, my brother, if you could ever make it your way to New York City, man, I would really like to meet you, brother, for real. So, what is your favorite memory of Teddy Coate?
The favorite memory that I'm willing to share, There's a lot of them. The greatest one I'm not going to share, but
Okay.
I would share one. Teddy Coat, Lamont. I never really called him Teddy Coat. Like, he was Lamont. You know what I mean? That was my little bro. That was Lamont to me. And Lamont would go, and he was very, very shy. And I'm talking about extremely shy, but just smile and laugh. But he would talk around me. As we defected away from Bo and Fat Daddy, I started hanging out with Bop. Like I told you, Bop, in his neighborhood, it had the better looking girls. So that's where my mind was at. I need to get over there. So my greatest memory is we used to do something we used to call, me and Colt used to call, and Bop, we used to call showing out. Showing out consists of, on Fridays, being that it was no professional basketball, football teams in the neighborhood, high school football is the shit down there. And high school basketball is the shit. It's like going to see the Knicks, and you know what I mean? So what we used to do before high school, we used to come home from school, go get fly, put on, and if you remember when NWA, they used to rock the Carhartt.
Yeah, the Carhartts.
The Carhartt. So we used to rock the Carhartts. This is me and Colt. We came to school with the Carhartts, with the 501 Levi jeans, with the Bo Jacksons.
Mm-hmm.
I had the black and gray ones. He had the white ones. And we would go to the basketball games. While going to the basketball games, Bop would be there already. And he will basically have an area that we sit in, where the cool kids sit in.
Yeah.
So he would be there already. We know he'll be there. And as we walk into the gymnasium, we'll walk through the gymnasium. This is a shy kid, but I hadn't seen, it was like his breakout moment. We walked through there, and he wore glasses and stuff like that, but that didn't stop him. And he basically walked in, and I could just hear Bop, "Yo, Teddy, go! Yo, Tut!" And you see Colt, I. And so when he walked in there, it was just like, I just was like, this is my dude, man. He broke out of that shit. And we went in, walked up to the bleachers with the cool kids, gave Bop a dap and everything. And that's the moment. I share that moment with y'all because it was about Teddy Coat that night. And that's what stands out to me right there. So that's the one I'm willing to share.
Okay. So, as you explained, you had a broken leg and you went to the funeral.
Yes.
And did you get a chance to attend Law's funeral?
Nah, I didn't go. I ain't get a chance to go to the funeral per se because it happened in Baltimore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so to wrap this up, if you were, each of you guys, and I'll let you go respectively, if you were to give the eulogy at Law's funeral, what would you say? And once he tells us, if you was to give the eulogy at Teddy Coat's funeral, what would you say? So you start first?
I mean, if you've been a friend of Lawrence Davis Williams, know what I mean, you would know that he was one of the most stand up brothers in this thing. It was nothing that he wouldn't do for anybody in his room, that's in his room right now. The man took care of everybody, bro. Like literally Nino Brown type shit without the snitching. Just a dude that got it out the mud, bro. A hustler, know what I mean? Leader of men. Great character, man. Closest dude, I would say. He more like a brother than my own brothers, my real brothers from father's side. You know what I mean? I truly am blessed that I got a chance to meet this man, and I was able to get some of the energy that he brought to the table when he was alive, man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that I wish he would still be around. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that we couldn't. There's a lot of things that I wish he was here for. You know what I mean? If his son, for whatever reason ever, watches this show, just understand you got an uncle in the Bronx. And if you need me, my brother, I'm always here. I'm available, man. Say who period on IG. Hit your uncle B and get at me, bro. You know what I mean? I love your father dearly, man. And only thing that I wish is that me and you would have had a better relationship because you an extension of him, man. I just don't want you to understand your pops was really that nigga, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you had a chance to make the eulogy at Teddy Cole's funeral, what would you have said?
When that happened to him, this guy was damn. I'm holding back tears. I want to explain him.
Let it out, bro. This shit therapy, bro. Let that shit out. You gotta cry, bro. This ain't no fucking trying to be a big man type shit, bro. This our pain, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta cry, bro. Fuck all that.
This is the dude I seen from the beginning, and I just seen like, he so loyal, bro. Just so loyal. And he's loyal to the fault. To a lot of stuff he got into, it wasn't even him. It just was other people. And he has a son out there, and it's like I think I feel bad for my own selfish reasons that I felt like maybe I could have reached out to him and told him how great his dad was and how much his dad like loved being the father to him and stuff. And if I give it, this dude was just so quiet, man, and it's like it was a pleasure just watching him break out of that shell to when, just to see him go on. This dude was going to be the greatest, and I'm not just saying that because to sound good. I really feel in my heart that dude was greatest. He was going to be the greatest. If I would have just got him to New York, he would have been famous, bro. That's not having with the backings that we have and the connections we have. It's no way possible. I'm lost for words. It still affects me, but I'm pushing on to try to keep his name alive. That's the best I can do, and lend a olive branch if his son want to have a relationship with me, and if you want to hear some stories about his father and the crazy stuff we used to do, but not just the crazy stuff, but about the productive stuff we used to do, just being friends, how this guy took a kid from the inner city and befriended him. What was it about me that make him want to befriend me and just to teach me so much about loyalty? I helped so many people in my life, and it came from him. This guy, I'm telling you, I'm not saying this, man. It's for real. I'm from the bottom of my heart. He was my best friend. He was my brother, and when he died, part of me died with him. I just never even knew it. I'm just facing the music now. And I just say, man, I just hope that we keep rallying on with his sister, and let's just keep his name alive. I'm gonna do my part, and I got some ideas, and that's what I would say, man. Let's keep him up.
Yeah, man. Grab that bottle right there, my friend. We're gonna make a toast. So KRS-One has this line that he said when he lost his partner, DJ Scott LaRock. And I'm paraphrasing. He says something like, but being that he understands the laws of life and death, he knew that his breath was one with his breath. Meaning that even though he transitioned on, what KRS-One does in life will project the energy and the vibes of DJ Scott LaRock. And so how you carry yourself and how you carry yourself and the memories that you men have of these brothers that passed away way too soon, and having conversations like this and putting their names out into the universe, they will live forever. So our dear friend Jared Bracy just recently lost his mom, Mabel Bracy, and he just buried her this Friday? Yeah. This Friday passed. Jared Bracy is my childhood friend, and we grew up together since we go way back. He's kind of my Teddy Coat, a couple of years younger, and I just took a liking to him, and I've never left his side since. And she didn't let a lot of people upstairs, because Jared lived upstairs from me. She didn't let a lot of people in the house, but I was fortunate enough to be one of the kids she didn't mind hanging around Jared. And she always trusted my mom and her 3 sons when Jared was around them, and she knew that he was in good hands. And also my sister Ayana just also lost her mom, and she also buried her mom this past Friday. And I wish I could.
Condolences to Yana and Penny.
Yeah, and we grew up with them, our childhood sisters and friends, and I wish I could have made the funeral, said some sorry. But, we just want to send our condolences and prayers to the family.
Yeah, prayers to my little bro.
So, to my sister Ayana's mother.
Yes, sir.
To Mabel Bracy.
Yes. To Teddy Coat.
Lawrence La Davis Williams.
Yes, sir.
To Lamont Teddy Coat McCoy.
Let's go.
And to Daniel D. Love Martinez.
D. Love Martinez.
You are missed, you are loved, but you are not forgotten. Salute, my brothers.
Salute, my brothers.
What's Your Point, the podcast. Thanks for watching us. Find us on Instagram at What's Your Point, the podcast. And hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get these numbers up.
Let's go.
Salute.